Let's get that clip, Ryan, that we have in the YouTube chat here. I knew about this one coming for quite some time. I'm proud of my secret keeping abilities. I think it's pretty good because this one I wanted to talk about so badly. I was like, oh, this is the greatest idea ever. And so I pulled up my maps here, and you think about it, it doesn't make any sense. Why is it that the body of water that most borders our country is called the Gulf of Mexico? Where did that come from? Blake could probably tell us where it came from. It doesn't make any sense. So President Trump announced at the press conference that it will now be called the Gulf of America, which, by the way, more of our coastline borders this Gulf than Mexico. Why not? He's not the first to suggest it allegedly, but again, he's going to be the first to do it. San Antonio Express News writes, that's paywalled, so I can't go through that. This is a small example of the type of energy that is now coming back to the country. We're tired of being taken advantage of, and yes, it might be a little silly thing, but it's deathly serious. That it borders our country more than your country. The Gulf of Mexico got its name in the 1540s, according to the Texas State Historical Association. Spanish explorers and cartographers often called it Seno Mexicano, Seno meaning Gulf or Bay. Some documents also called the body of water Golfo de Nueva España or Golfo de Mexico. Anyone can propose a geographic name and change it to the U.S. Board of Geographic Names. The president has authority to change it the same way that Barack Obama changed Mount McKinley to Denali. By the way, we're going back to Mount McKinley. Denali, I think, is done. I think the president has said that one before. That's ridiculous. 57, it's going to be the Gulf of America. This is in Spanish. This is the Mexican government speaking about the Gulf of Mexico. Play cut 130.
Obviamente, el Golfo de México es reconocido el nombre por Naciones Unidas, un organismo de Naciones Unidas, pero el siguiente, ¿por qué no le llamamos América Mexicana? Se oye bonito, ¿no? ¿Verdad que sí? Desde 1607, la Constitución de Apatzingán era de América Mexicana. Entonces, vamos a llamarle América Mexicana. Se oye bonito, ¿no? Y Golfo de México, pues, desde 1607 y además está reconocido internacionalmente. Bueno, aprovecho antes de, porque sé que me lo van a preguntar. Yo creo que ayer el presidente Trump le malinformaron, con todo respeto al presidente Trump, porque yo creo que le informaron que en México todavía gobernaba Felipe Calderón y García Luna, pero no, en México gobierna el pueblo. Bueno, adelante.
What is she saying? She wants to name our country Mexican America? Look, the Mexican government is going to have to get in line at some point. We could break the back of the Mexican government with a tariff threat overnight, and it wouldn't even hurt us. The Mexican government better let us go after the cartels, stop the human trafficking, the drug smuggling. The Mexican government has been complicit these last couple of years of the largest invasion in American history. And so, no, we're not going to call it the Gulf of Mexico anymore, as Mexico has allowed tens of thousands of sex slaves to come into our country. And by the way, all those military bases, why don't we fix those while we're at it? Getting back to Fort Bragg, get back to the original naming of these military bases. We need to de-wokeify the country. And it will now be called the Gulf of America. And it makes you wonder, why has no other president thought of this before? And it's important because other presidents are afraid of tough fights and offending. Like George W. Bush, what good did he do as president? Actually, he was a terrible president. Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, they would never think to do something like this. They need some sort of board or commission or council of experts. President Trump said, we're just going to call it the Gulf of America. Look, these countries, you're afraid of offending Mexico. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that we're losing tens of thousands of our own citizens to drugs coming from Mexico. I don't care if we offend Mexico. You guys are a poor, small country. You have no say in these matters. You guys have been poisoning our land for too long with drugs, with cartel members, and guns. You guys are one of the most murderous, bloody countries on the planet. Playtime is over. The Mexican economy is reliant on us for survival. Same thing with Denmark. What negotiating power does Denmark have? Yes, the great power of Denmark. Ooh, the Danish Navy, so scary. Or the Mexican army. Woo. Look, buckle up. The American Renaissance is about to launch, and the attitude is this: lead, follow, or get out of the way. We have real enemies. The Chinese Communist Party, that is a real enemy. First, we got to clean up our hemisphere. Panama, back to America. Canada, I don't know, I'm not there yet. Maybe Alberta, that's about it. Greenland, we were there yesterday or the day before yesterday. That one's already in motion. Greenland, what are the Danes going to do? Send us a strongly worded letter? President Trump says Greenland is going to be ours. What are they going to do? Type up a, no, this is a bad idea. Yeah, great, okay. Why don't you go access your nuclear arsenal, Denmark? Oh, you don't have one? Got it. It's in the Western Hemisphere. Why is it part of Denmark? Never should be. It's time that we consolidate power in the North American hemisphere, and then we look to the east and we confront our greatest enemy, the Chinese Communist Party. There was a pretty amazing moment that happened today at Jimmy Carter's funeral, where you had everything wrong with American politics surrounding the solution. You had in one shot, I don't know if we'll see this again, you had Barack Hussein Obama, you had Al Gore, you had President Trump surrounded in every possible direction. You had George Bush, you had Bill Clinton, you had Hillary Clinton. The lip reader says this. Lip reader reveals Donald Trump told Obama they will, quote, find a quiet place to discuss matter of importance at Jimmy Carter funeral. Ooh, that's very dramatic, isn't it? They know they know that they're lip reading, that their lips are being read here. What do you guys think? Let's put this up. Let's put 134. Hey, for all the people that are mad about me at the sign reading thing, maybe they can help us out here. Because I said we got to get these emergency alerts with all the sign. It's just a distraction. So maybe they can help here. What is Trump saying? That is the quiet. By the way, there's Doug and Kamala Harris and Barbara Bush. Is it Barbara? No, it's Laura Bush, not Barbara Bush. Laura Bush. And you just look, you see how much damage the collective group of people has done to the country, and you realize they're actually not in control. That everybody except Donald Trump on that screen is controlled by an unelected shadow government deep state. That they're just a figurehead for the administrative state. They're a figurehead for the bureaucracy. But President Trump standing right there is a unique phenomenon. He is a vessel for the citizenry. He's a representative for the people, an insurgent against the imperial regime that has existed. That's a great shot, Andrew. Let's put that up. Here you got the whole cast of no good characters here. Look at this. By the way, where's Dick Cheney? That one would have just topped it off. And where's Michelle Obama? Why did Barack come alone? I was born in 1993. Every single person who has been president since 1993 is pictured here. So you got Bill Clinton, you got Hillary Clinton, you got George Bush, you got Barack Obama, and it was supposed to be Hillary Clinton again, but Donald Trump disrupted it all. He will go down in the legend books, in the history books, for just that. All of these other maniacs have overseen the destruction of our country, one by one, both parties. And Donald Trump said, stop it. This is a bad idea. Donald Trump is the rebellion against all of their damage to this country. No more neoliberal imperialist wars. No more adventurism overseas. No more apologizing for our greatness. No more bending a knee to our enemies. This is the dark night of the soul for the Uniparty, is what this is. And Donald Trump is such an exception. And it also just goes to show what frauds Barack Hussein Obama is. Oh, Donald Trump is Hitler. Meanwhile, he's chatting it up with Hitler, I guess, at the funeral. So chummy. They didn't believe any of the nonsense that they were trying to tell the American people. Look, I would actually have respect if they were like, we're not going to Carter's funeral because Donald Trump is the greatest thing ever. And if 2017 was marked by the resistance, 2025 is the acquiescence. He just wore them out. It isn't that complicated, everybody. He just wore them down. And they're just like, fine. How much more do we have to deal with this Trump guy? Just get it over with. Trump won. He outlasted us. He got shot. He got indicted, 700 years in federal prison, New York civil case. And deep down, I think Barack Hussein Obama really madly respects Donald Trump. I don't think he likes him. I think he's annoyed by him. But I think he's like, man, that guy's got game. I think deep down, Barack's like, this guy is superhuman.